Ladies and gentlemen, happy New Year, happy New Year, and happy New Year. Once again, uh, this is the another episode of Stay Live Forever podcast, featuring your boy Teresa Johnny Huns. And how's everybody doing today? Um, I'm telling you this right now, man. I hope that everybody had a great New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Hopefully, almost everybody's happy and relaxed and stuff like that too. I'm telling, once again, Happy New Year's and Happy New Year's and once to you, and I hope that this year will bring a better year than last year, God willing. Um, um, like I said, 2023 has been rough for everybody. It's been rough for everybody, but hopefully 2024 will be a better year for towards not just for myself, it's just for everybody as well. Uh, so let's get into it. Today's topic I wanted to say, the topic is for today is be destined or be doomed, part one. Now, this is a sports podcast. I do talk about other things as well. But we mainly here to talk about sports here. For those of y'all that don't want to talk about sports, that's fine. You can comment below on what else you want to talk about, unless it's as long as it is appropriate to talk about it. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. Today I want to talk about some key college basketball games. The first one I'm going to talk about is between Wake Forest and the Miami Hurricanes. Now, I didn't see the whole entire game, but I saw it towards the end, and what a game it was. What a game it was. So I'm gonna start off by saying the game, like I said, the game, it has been very entertaining, and it was a very good game. Wake Forest beat Miami 86-82. For Wake Forest, Cameron Hildreth scored 23 points. Kevin Miller scored. Let me see something. Let me do something better. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Kevin Miller, number zero. Number zero, Kevin Miller scored 27 points. Number 4, Everton Reed gathered 11 rebounds, and and number 23, Hunter Silas, who scored 18 points. I think that even though he should be the player of the game, because he basically shut out the game. You know what I'm saying? It was a game-winning score. You have to respect that. You have to respect that for the fact that he was able to make the clutch shot when he was open. When he was open. What a shot he made. What a shot he made, to basically, give Miami the loss. Like I said, it was a good, entertaining game. And I'm gonna just talk about, the key players for Miami as well, though. Number 24, Nigel Pack with 15. Number 7, Kayshawn George scored 21 points. Number 0, Matthew Cleveland with 17. And number 15, Norchad Omier with 20 points and 13 rebounds. But it still was not enough, because Wake Forest was able to close out the game with the clutch shot by Hunter Silas. Like I said, what a game, y'all. What a game that he put on, as well as the other team, his teammates from Wake Forest. Now, the second game I want to talk about is UNLV versus San Diego State. San Diego State came out with the victory, 72-61, led by Jaden Leadin with 20 points and 11 boards. Number 3. I mean, yeah, Jaden Leedy, he was number 13 for those of y'all that don't know. All right. So number 3, Mekhi Parrish was 14 points. Number 12 with Darren Trammell with 10 points. And for the losing effort, because the whole time San Diego State led the whole game. They because UNLV tried to come back, but they every time they try to come back, the San Diego State team, they were able to keep the lead as much as for the duration of the game. For UNLV, Dedan Thomas Jr. Scored 13 points, and Luis Rodriguez scored 13 points as well. But like I said, it wasn't enough to contain San Diego State. Like I said, this final score was San Diego State 72, UNLV 61. And for the Ohio State Indiana game, Indiana won over Ohio State, led by number 5, Malik Renewal with 23 points, number 0, Xavier Johnson with 18 points, and number 11, CJ Gunn with 10 points. And for the losing end, unfortunately, number 10 for Ohio State, Jameson Battle with 17. Number 34, Felix Okay Para with 15 boards, and number 23, Zed Key with 11 points. Like I said, Indiana found a way to come back. It was a close game. It was like getting close during the day and stuff like that. It was a very close game, but Indiana somehow, some way pulled it off with the win. All right. Now let's talk about it. Let me see here. I want to talk about the NFL playoff scenarios that's in play. Let me see. The NFL playoff scenarios. You know, like I said, this topic is called "Be Destined or Be Doomed," Part 1. Like I said, it's either win for your destiny or lose and be doomed. At this point, you know, when it comes down to NFL, especially when it comes down to the last week, you cannot. I can tell you this, man. You can't afford to lose. You can't afford to lose, especially when you were inch away closest to make it to the playoffs. You can't lose. Let me see here. So let me look this up real quickly here. Let's see here. All right, here we go. Okay, here we go. For the AFC, Baltimore Ravens are the AFC North Division has the NFC North Division champs. They clinched the number 1 seed, lone first round bye and a home field advantage. Kansas City, they claimed the AFC West Division title. The Cleveland Browns, they clinched their playoff berth. Miami Dolphins, they clinched off the playoff berth. But it's like I said, it's going to be do or die. It's going to be basically be destined or be doomed. Like I said, and that's going to be the main game that that's going to be the very last game that everybody looks at. If Buffalo wins, they said, because the Bills got to play the Dolphins. Now, if, let me see here. Okay, hold on. Let's see. I'm sorry, y'all. Now, if Buffalo clinches the AFC East Division title with, they will have to win, and then also, if they can also clinch the playoff berth if I'm sorry. If let me see, if Buffalo tie with the Dolphins, or if Pittsburgh lose or tie, Jacksonville will have to lose, or Houston or Indianapolis will have to tie, which that doesn't matter because Houston already clinched the playoffs. They already clinched the playoffs. As far as I know, yes, they did clinch the playoffs. I got to look into that real quickly here. Hold on a second before I get into that. Let me see here. You know, I didn't watch the games for Saturday night. Let me see here. NFL games. Okay. Okay. All right. Here we go. The Texans beat the Colts 23 to 19. The Steelers beat the Ravens 17 to 10. Let me see here. So that means, let's see here. Okay, so it really doesn't it really doesn't matter for Indianapolis. So more than likely Indianapolis, the Colts, they don't get to go to the playoffs. They don't get to go to the playoffs at all because they had to win against they had to win against the Texans, the Houston Texans. They had to win against that one. So it doesn't even matter. They disqualified from the playoffs. Now let me see here. Let me see here. Now, if the let's see. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars facing the Tennessee Titans. Now they okay, let me see here. Jacksonville clinches the AFC South Division title with Jacksonville winning or Jacksonville tie the game with the Tennessee Titans, or if Indianapolis or Houston tie. That really doesn't matter. I don't know. But if they play it, but let's talk about how they can clinch a playoff berth. They will have to tie. The game has to be tied. Plus Pittsburgh will have to lose or tie, or Pittsburgh loses, which they did not. Denver loses or tie, Houston or Indianapolis doesn't tie, which doesn't even matter because I don't think they're going to make it to the playoffs due to the what just happened today. I mean, what just happened yesterday? Excuse me. Let's get into it. All Miami. So now, with the matchup that's coming up with the Dolphins and the Bills, all Miami has to do, they basically have to win, and they're in the playoffs. That's all they have to do. They have to win. They have to win, or they're in. That's it. So that's all it is. Pittsburgh at Baltimore. They already know. Well, actually, let me get into it some more. Pittsburgh at Baltimore. That was also yesterday's game. They did win, but they need help. They basically need a lot of help to make the playoffs. So they have to now depend on Jacksonville to lose for them to enter into the playoffs. That's what it is. And they said the fifth thing for Pittsburgh. Well, let me read the whole thing. All right, they said for Pittsburgh to clinch the playoffs berth, Pittsburgh also has to win, which they did. And then plus a Buffalo loss, plus a Jacksonville loss or tie, plus a Houston and Indianapolis tie, which didn't happen. Houston is in the playoffs. Plus the Pittsburgh would have to tie, which they didn't. Jacksonville lost, so now they have to depend on Jacksonville losing, if I'm corrected, if I'm right. And they will have to depend on Jacksonville losing and Denver winning. And they said the Houston and Indianapolis doesn't end in a tie. It did not end in a tie because Houston won. Now let's I know it's a lot information to process and everything like that, but let's get into the NFC side of things. Let me see. San Francisco are the NFC West division title. Obtains the NFC West division title. They are the number one seed, lone first round bye in home field advantage. Detroit Lions, they are the NFC North division. They captured the NFC North division title. Dallas clinched the playoff berth. And the Los Angeles Rams, y'all, the Los Angeles Rams, they have a playoff berth as well. And also the Philadelphia Eagles, they clinched a playoff berth themselves. So the key games or the games that they're watching at are this. Let me see here. Let me read off the whole playoff scenarios. Okay. Now, the Falcons are going to face the Saints on Sunday 1 p.m. on CBS. In order for Atlanta to clinch the NFC South Division, all they had to do was win and see if Tampa Bay Buccaneers lose. Dallas Cowboys at Washington. Dallas clinches the NFC East division title. All they had to do is simply win, or Dallas will have to tie the game, or Philly would have to tie their game, and the Philadelphia loss. So basically, Dallas has to win out. All right, now Green Bay versus Chicago. Now, Green Bay clinches the playoff berth with basically Green Bay has to win. But if Green Bay ties in their game, they will have to see if Seattle loses or tie, New Orleans lose or tie, Green Bay tie, or Seattle loss, or Tampa Bay loses. Green Bay tie, Seattle tie, Tampa Bay loses or tie. Minnesota loss or tie, Seattle loss, and Tampa Bay loses. Minnesota loss or tie, Seattle loses. So you loss and no loss. All right, now Minnesota versus Detroit. All Minnesota has to do is to win and hope that Green Bay loses, hope that Seattle loses, and hope that Tampa Bay loses. And number two, Minnesota will have to win their game. Green Bay lost, Seattle lost, and New Orleans lose. Now, let me see here. New Orleans, if they claim the NFC South Division title, all they had to do, all they have to do is to win and hope that Tampa Bay loses, or New Orleans would tie, or Tampa Bay would tie. And for New Orleans to clinch the playoffs, New Orleans will have to win. Seattle has to lose or tie. Green Bay lost or tie. New Orleans has to tie. Seattle has to lose, and Green Bay has to lose. Now, for Philadelphia to clinch the AFC East Division title, all they have to do is simply win and hope that Dallas lose, or Philadelphia will have to tie their game, or Dallas lose. Now, Seattle versus Arizona. Now, Seattle, for them to clinch the playoff berth, all they had to do is win, and the Green Bay loss. Seattle will have to tie in their game, and the Green Bay loss, or Tampa Bay loss or tie, or Seattle will have to tie, Green Bay loss, and New Orleans lose or tie. But basically, Seattle has to win. Seattle has to win. That's all it is to it. That's all it is to it as well. And Tampa Bay, let me see. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they face Carolina. Tampa Bay, in order for them to clinch the the NFC South Division title, they had to win out, or Tampa Bay would have to tie, or New Orleans would have to lose or tie. But in order for Tampa Bay to clinch a playoff berth, Tampa Bay would have to tie. Seattle has to lose, or Green Bay has, and plus Green Bay has to lose or tie. Oh, that's y'all playoff scenarios now, y'all. I'm telling you, this is it's crazy. It's really crazy, y'all. The whole playoff scenario is crazy. So what will happen? What will happen come Sunday, y'all? Okay. So until the next time, y'all. Peace and one love.